Hello and welcome back to Popcorn Chat. I hope you guys are doing well. This week I'm going to be talking to you about the 2019 release Bombshell. This film was directed by Jay Roach, who you may know from some of his more comedy films such as Dinner for Schmucks, The Campaign and Austin Powers Goldmember. So this leads me to question, why would you hire a male comedy orientated director to do a film with this sort of subject matter? It was written by Charles Randolph, who also did The Big Short, Love and Other Drugs and The Interpreter. So again, it's someone who's got a lot of variety in the artistic style. So what's it all about? We follow three different female news anchors who worked for Fox News, and we see that they are these independent, strong women, and they are ultimately changing their lives and the way in which news broadcasting is done as they begin to sort of, have open conversations and out these people that are sexually harassing them, sexually abusing them in order to gain power and control. Prior to watching this film, the only real life event that I remember that this depicts is when Meghan and Trump were sort of in this online battle and conversations. That's the only aspect I knew about this film. However, everything else I had no idea about, so I found the whole thing really interesting. I think the performances from the three leads were amazing. However, I thought Nicole Kidman's fell a little bit short. And I think it's due to her character not really being involved as much in the second half of the film. First half of the film, great, when she was a bit more powerful and being very proactive in the sort of the lawsuit that she wanted to bring forward. However, I think Margot Robbie and Charlize Theron's performances were brilliant. I think Margot should definitely have got a lot more acknowledgement in the last Oscar season. But I think just for their performances alone, this film is brilliant. Upon reflection, there were certain elements in this film that just didn't really sit right, and finding out afterwards that this film was directed and written by two men sort of made it come to light. I think there's a bit where Charlize Theron's character, Meghan, comes back from something going on, and she comes back with her husband and they have sex and the kids are in there. It just felt, what was that needed? It didn't really add anything for me personally. And there's still, it just made me feel a little bit uncomfortable realising the sort of people behind the camera and their influence on that moment. I think the prosthetics in this film were amazing. I'm not sure if they got any acknowledgement at the Oscars, but I thought they were really very uncanny, and I thought Meghan's, played by Charlize Theron's character, was amazing. When I looked at photos of what she looked like again, I thought they got it spot on. And then Gretchen's and Nicole Kidman's, maybe not so clear. And then John Lithgow, obviously, if you've seen The Crown, you've seen him in prosthetics as Churchill, and it gave me very much Churchill vibes, but so much more creepy. I think he was definitely able to fall into the character a lot easier when you're sort of in prosthetics, you're behind a mask, you can sort of really go for it, and I think the makeup especially helps these characters get into the role of these real life people, but also put that extra element into their performance. Another criticism I have with the film is that Charlize Theron's character opens the film very much to camera, talking to camera, to the audience, breaking the fourth wall. However, this is dropped very quickly. The rest of the film, we don't really see this. I thought it was really an engaging and interesting way to introduce you to all these characters and different departments within Fox News. However, that is soon dropped. So it was sort of a clash of direction, I think, but then again that might have been in the writing, but it was just a bit, I think you either stick with one method or you don't. Like I said previously, there's a lot of camera zooms in, it's constantly moving. It made me feel a little uneasy, and if anything, it felt a bit like a mockumentary. I know it's sort of supposed to be very submersive, as if you're there. However, it felt, because knowing now that he was a comedy director, it felt like an episode of The Office, like very mockumentary. I felt like one of them, because we saw Charlize Theron's character looking to the camera at the beginning of the film. Was she just going to say her line, then turn to the camera? I don't know. I think it just, with the subject matter at hand, I don't think it was the right tone for this film. The main positives of this film was that the performances were brilliant, the prosthetics were brilliant. I think the story's very sort of eye-opening, especially on first watch. Maybe it doesn't have as much impact upon the second and third watch. And then the negatives really were just the directorial decisions from a comedy actor, and maybe using a female director and writer could have brought more personable, more sort of humble and grounded emotions, and that could have brought out even better performances from the three female lead characters. I'm going to give Bombshell 3 out of 5 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's review of Bombshell. I thought it was a pretty good film, very enlightening, and I thought the performances were brilliant. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought of it in the comments, or if you're going to watch it, hopefully because of this review. Let me know what you think of it, what your anticipations are, and let me know if you thought Margot Robbie was as brilliant as I did. And I'll see you guys next week for another popcorn chat.